Miss Revenge. At my grandma's birthday party, Uncle Tom stood up with his cake fork still in hand. Sarah, tell everyone about the $200,000 college fund. How did you spend it? Everything stopped. People froze with their plates. Grandma's laugh stopped halfway. My cousin Derek looked like he saw a ghost. My heart beat fast, but I stayed calm. What college fund? I said quietly. The ceiling fan made the only noise in the room. I looked at them both, one looking guilty, one looking scared. I took out my tablet, found a special file, and pushed it across the table. Uncle Tom's mouth dropped open. He didn't think I would show that. The day before the party, I was in my Boston apartment, working on my art projects and painting tiny houses. My life was peaceful, simple, and exactly how I wanted it. I made it all by myself. My own place, my own art business, nobody helping me with money. That's probably why Uncle Tom, who sold houses for work, always told me, "You're going places, Sarah." He never said nice things like that to Derek. Derek was 3 years older than me, always telling jokes and making plans, but never finishing anything. He tried 6 different jobs, and each time he messed up, Aunt Linda would fix everything for him. When we were kids, she called him my special boy who will be famous someday. I was the quiet one who got good grades and never caused trouble. Last Tuesday, Derek video called me. His voice sounded weird, too soft. "Hey, Grandma's not doing well. We might not have her birthday party." "Really?" "Yes. She just texted me yesterday about ordering her favorite chocolate cake." Derek was quiet for a second. "She's just really tired. Maybe you shouldn't come this time." After he hung up, something felt wrong. Grandma's 80th birthday, something she talked about for 6 months, wasn't something she would cancel without telling me. So I called her. She answered right away, sounding happy and full of energy. "Sarah, you're still coming Saturday, right? I can't wait to see you." That's when I knew Derek was telling lies. On the plane ride home, I tried to understand why. Maybe he felt left out. Maybe Aunt Linda didn't want us fighting. But something felt heavier than that. This party wasn't just about cake and presents. It was about something bigger. When I got to Grandma's house in Maine, everything looked perfect. The yellow paint, the flower garden, the smell of apple pie that Grandma always made. She hugged me tight, smiling big. Derek came out smiling too much. "Sarah," he said, "you made it." I smiled back, but his eyes looked nervous, like he was hiding something. For the first time ever, I felt like a stranger in Grandma's house. The next morning, I woke up to bacon cooking and Grandma singing in the kitchen. The house was so clean it almost didn't feel real. Every picture frame was shiny, every flower vase was straight. It wasn't normal cleaning. It was like getting ready for something important. At breakfast, Uncle Tom was happy, talking about a big house he just sold. He looked healthy and strong, not sick like Derek said. Derek sat across from him, barely eating. He kept looking at his phone, pretending I wasn't watching. When Uncle Tom left to answer his phone, Aunt Linda whispered to me, "Sarah, let's not talk about money or jobs tonight, okay? Derek's having a hard time." "Hard time with what?" "Yes." She stopped for a second, and I could tell she was making something up. "You know Derek. He's just trying to find his way. Let's keep tonight happy." That's when I saw her hands. Her nails, which were always painted pretty colors, were broken and messy. She wasn't just worried. She was scared. That afternoon, while I helped set up chairs for the party, I heard Derek talking on the phone in the other room. His voice was angry and quiet. "No," I said, "I'll give you the money on Friday. Stop calling me." He hung up fast when he saw me. "What was that?" "Yes. Just work stuff," he said quickly, putting his phone in his pocket. "You wouldn't get it." Maybe he was right. I didn't understand how someone could lie so easily. When he left, I saw papers on the kitchen counter. Money papers folded neat. One had the name of a bank I knew. That bank took care of Uncle Tom's money, not Derek's. My stomach felt sick. That night, when people started arriving, I went upstairs to my old room. Light from the hallway showed my phone screen. There was a message from my bank. Money moved, $200,000 done. I stared at the numbers. My name was there. My heart beat so loud I almost didn't hear Uncle Tom calling from downstairs. Checked again. The money came from an account with 2 names on it. One of them said Derek. My hands got cold. I didn't know exactly how yet, but I knew why. He lied about the party. And I knew the truth would come out at the dinner table. I couldn't sleep that night. My phone's light made shadows on the walls while I looked at every money move, every message. It was obvious now. Small test amounts first, then one huge move. All using my name. Someone in my family did this. When the sun came up, I went downstairs. Aunt Linda was making coffee, humming a song like nothing was wrong. I put my phone on the counter. Aunt Linda, did you know about this? I asked softly. She looked up, acting confused. Know about what, sweetie? I turned my phone so she could see. The $200,000 money move glowed on the screen. Her face got tight, then relaxed. Sarah, please understand. Derek needed help badly. It was supposed to be temporary. He promised he'd put it back before anyone saw. My stomach dropped. Before who saw? Uncle Tom or me? Looked toward the stairs, worried Uncle Tom might hear. You're doing so well on your own. You wouldn't even notice. Derek really needed it. Those words hurt more than anything. You wouldn't even notice. I grabbed my phone and walked out before she could say more. I drove to meet Mrs. Henderson, my old teacher. The only grown-up who always told the truth. Her coffee shop smelled like cinnamon and warm bread. Mrs. Henderson didn't look surprised when I told her everything. I thought something was wrong, she said, sliding a folder to me. Derek came here last month showing off about some big deal. He paid for everyone's coffee with $100 bills. I saved the receipts. Inside were receipts for expensive watches, fancy dinners, and video game stuff. All bought the same week the money disappeared. I took pictures of everything and sent them to Ms. Parker, Uncle Tom's lawyer who went to college with him. She called me right away. Sarah, this isn't a mistake. This is stealing. If your uncle thinks you took it, you need to show the truth fast. I'm not telling him yet, I said. Not until everyone is together. Ms. Parker waited. Then make sure you have all your proof ready. I smiled, feeling calm and strong. I do. That night, while Aunt Linda set out plates and Derek poured drinks, I sat at the end of the table. My tablet was next to my plate. The same file I showed you at the beginning was ready. And so was I. The party started like every family party. Too much food, too many fake laughs, and enough weird feelings to make your stomach hurt. The lights above the table made everything look warm and gold. Grandma had made her special chicken dish, strawberry cake, and fancy plates that showed our reflections. Uncle Tom looked really happy. His face was red from laughing, and his eyes were soft when he looked at me. Sarah, he said, pouring me some juice. I still can't believe you flew all the way here for this. I smiled even though my throat felt tight. I wouldn't miss Grandma's birthday for anything. Derek sat across from me, tapping his fingers on the table. His smile was too big, too bright. Sometimes he'd look at Aunt Linda, and she'd nod at him like they were talking without words. For an hour it felt okay. Stories about Uncle Tom selling houses, Mrs. Henderson teasing Grandma about her gray hair. I almost believed everything was fine. But the lie sat between us, heavy and waiting. Then Uncle Tom leaned forward, his napkin still in his hand. His voice calm but serious. Sarah, he said, the $200,000 college fund I set up for you. What did you use it for? Everyone stopped talking. The room went completely silent. Forks stopped moving. My heart jumped once, then felt like it stopped. What? I whispered. He didn't blink. The college fund. $200,000. Derek told me you were using it for something private. But now I want to hear it from you. Aunt Linda's face froze. Derek's hand squeezed his cup so hard his fingers turned white. I swallowed hard, feeling my face get hot. $200,000. What college fund? Nothing. The ceiling fan hummed. Suddenly the loudest sound in the world. Then Derek laughed, but it sounded fake and too loud. Come on, Uncle Tom. Sarah probably forgot. She's so busy with her art stuff in Boston. Uncle Tom looked at him sharply. Forgot. You don't forget $200,000. Derek's smile disappeared. I could feel everyone watching us, pretending they weren't listening. Even Mrs. Henderson stopped, drinking her coffee. I never got that money, I said, my voice getting stronger. If you sent it, I never saw even $1. Uncle Tom's eyebrows came together. I have the proof, Sarah. Same account you used for your art business. It had your name on it. I took a deep breath, staying calm even though my chest felt like it was going to explode. Then maybe you should look closer at who else could use that account. Aunt Linda got stiff. Tom, not here. Not now. He turned to her, confused. Why not? If something's wrong, we need to fix it. Derek put his fork down, the sound sharp and loud. Uncle Tom, it's not a big deal. I can explain everything. Explain what? I asked, cutting him off. I looked right at him. The money move you made using my name. Or the fancy hotel bills that came right after. He froze completely. Uncle Tom turned to me fast. What are you talking about? I reached for my tablet, opened it and found my file. My hands weren't shaking anymore. I slid it across the table to him. Look, every money move. Same account, same time, but done from Derek's computer address. Receipts, payments, even recordings of his phone calls to the bank. Uncle Tom scrolled, his face turning white. Derek, you did this. Derek's voice cracked. Uncle Tom, please. It's not what you think. I just borrowed it. I was going to give it back. Borrowed. Uncle Tom's voice got loud and cold. You pretended to be your cousin and stole her money. Aunt Linda jumped up from her chair. Tom, stop yelling. He made one mistake. One mistake, Uncle Tom yelled. Linda, you knew about this. She stopped, tears in her eyes. He owed people money, Tom. Bad people. I thought if Sarah never knew, nobody would get hurt. I laughed, but it sounded sad and angry. You thought I'd never find out. You let him use my name. You let him take everything I worked for. Derek stood up, his hands shaking. I was desperate, Sarah. I didn't mean to hurt you. Desperate enough to let Uncle Tom think I'm a thief? My voice broke. You sat there and let me get blamed for something you did. The guests were totally quiet now. No more talking, no more forks hitting plates. Just Uncle Tom breathing slow and angry. He turned to Aunt Linda. You two planned this together. Tom, please, she cried. It was for our family. He hit the table with his hand, making all the plates jump. No, Linda. Family doesn't lie to each other. Family doesn't steal. Derek's voice got tiny. Uncle Tom, don't do this. We can fix it somehow. Uncle Tom took out his phone. You're right. We will fix it. He started calling. Yes, I need to report stolen money. $200,000. Aunt Linda screamed. Tom, stop. Don't do this to him. He's your nephew. He didn't even look at her. He did this to himself. Derek sat back down, putting his hands over his face. The lights flickered. The fan's hum turned into a soft buzzing sound. I sat there quietly, my heart beating normal again. 30 minutes later, police officers came. Their flashlights cut through the dark. Red and blue lights spun outside the windows. The room looked smaller and colder now. Derek didn't fight when they told him to stand up. Aunt Linda cried and grabbed his arm, but he wouldn't look at her. Uncle Tom signed papers without saying anything. When he looked at me, he didn't look proud anymore. It was sad. Sarah, he said, his voice rough and tired. I'm so sorry I doubted you. I shook my head. You believed what they told you. Anyone would have. He tried to hold my hand, but I pulled away gently. You asked what I did with your money, I said. I protected it from people who wanted to steal it. The officers took Derek away. Aunt Linda followed, yelling promises nobody believed. The door closed hard, leaving only quiet and the sound of police cars driving away. Mrs. Henderson came over and put her hand on my shoulder. "You did what was right," she whispered. I looked down at the tablet still open on the table, the screen getting dim. "Maybe," I said quietly. "But it doesn't feel good." Uncle Tom sat down in his chair, rubbing his head. "I raised him like my own son," he said to himself. "How did everything go so wrong?" I didn't answer. There was nothing left to say. Outside, the police car lights reflected in the window. The same cold light that used to come from our ceiling fan. And right then, I understood something simple and final. Sometimes doing the right thing doesn't feel like winning. Just feels like silence. The weeks after that birthday party felt strange, like walking through a house that used to be on fire but now just smells like smoke. Maine was quiet. The newspaper stories stopped. The whispers around town didn't. Derek's name showed up in court papers, then in sad conversations Aunt Linda couldn't stop. Uncle Tom handled everything through Ms. Parker, his lawyer. The charges were clear. Pretending to be someone else, moving money without permission. Derek didn't go to jail because he made a deal, but the judge said he had to pay back every single dollar or lose everything he owned. Aunt Linda went to every court day with him. Her face looked empty, her hair messy for the first time I ever saw. When it was over, Uncle Tom called me to his office at home. His desk that used to have house blueprints was now covered in law papers. "I changed my will," he said quietly. "My business, my house, everything. It all goes to you now. They get nothing." I wanted to argue, but the words wouldn't come out. Maybe it wasn't revenge. Maybe it was his way of saying sorry. By the end of the month, Derek had sold his car, his watches, even the fancy TV Aunt Linda bragged about. They moved to a small apartment on the edge of town. Heard about it from Mrs. Henderson, not from them. When I left for Boston again, Uncle Tom helped me put my bags in the car. The sky was gray with light rain. He gave me an envelope. Inside was a check. $800,000. The same amount he wanted to give me for my future. "You deserve a fresh start," he said. "Go build something you can be proud of." As I drove north, the lights of Maine disappeared behind me. What I felt wasn't peace, not yet. Just understanding. 6 months later, I stood in front of my art gallery in downtown Boston. Sunrise Studio. The sign still smelled like new paint. Inside, sunlight came through the windows onto paintings of ocean waves and mountain tops. Each painting had a little card with my name written by hand. The $800,000 Uncle Tom gave me became more than just a business. It was taking back everything I almost lost. Uncle Tom visits sometimes, bringing hot chocolate and that same proud smile he used to give me when I was little. Mrs. Henderson says the gallery feels like a happy ending. Maybe she's right. I haven't heard from Aunt Linda or Derek in months. Their payment money comes in slowly. Small reminders of what happens when you steal and lie. Sometimes when I close the gallery at night, I think about that birthday party. The sound of the ceiling fan. The quiet after everyone learned the truth. Being betrayed doesn't always break you into pieces. Sometimes it makes you stronger. If you've ever had to prove your innocence against your own family, tell me your story in the comments below.